Hi guys and gals, Shane Stevenson again here at the Buffalo Naval Park. And for today's video, it's another subscriber request regarding the torpedo director control on board Fletchers and USS The Sullivans specifically. Now I am on the Little Rock, alright, because I'll actually be able to give you a very nice view walking along, and you'll have a good understanding from this vantage point. Plus it's a little windy, and you know, we're undercover here, so it hopefully deadens the wind a little bit. Okay, so again, we are walking on these ships multiple times a day. It's very easy to just not see things anymore, and so that's why it's important and enjoyable for subscribers and viewers to offer their suggestions, because I'll be like, oh, you know, even I didn't think of that, or I see it every day and just don't think of it in that way. So if you have ideas, continue to funnel them on our YouTube channel. Moving on. All right, 1943, Sullivans comes into service. As with most Fletchers, she has the Mark 14 and Mark 15 quintuple torpedo tubes right here between the two stacks. It's Mark 14, and then where the canvas is, it's Mark 15. And if you've watched other videos where I'm up there on the O1 level, we actually still have the welding to the base, the mount ring. And of course then mount 53 right here, right, the forward facing gun. Now during that time, there were directors for the torpedoes stationed on the bridge wings. So you'll see there's the port side bridge wing, the Polaris there, the repeater, and then on the other side as well. So from 1943 to 1945, that's where the torpedo directors were stationed. And even beyond that, of course, but I'll get to that. 1945 comes, they are at Mare Island getting refit. Mark 14 quintuple torpedoes are removed. They now get quads, all right, here. But they still have mount 15 with the blast shield on the aft of the stack, aft of the aft stack. So the torpedo directors are still mounted on the bridge wings. 1954 comes. They now have the Bofors replaced by the 3-inch 50s, one on the aft superstructure, like you can see right here, and two right here. Also, the biggest change is the removing of mount 53. So now you have 3-inch 50 here, 3-inch 50 here, 3-inch 50 on the aft superstructure. And now with the removal of mount 53, they can now take the directors from the bridge wings, and they actually construct a platform on the aft stack. And that becomes the torpedo director for the Mark 15 quintuple. Perfect spot. Obviously it makes sense that you do not want anyone standing there with mount 53 right here, but once that gets removed, that makes it safer. They build a platform, all right, and that is where the torpedo director resides. So in 1961, they remove the Mark 15, and her final configuration, she gets those Mark 32 triple ASW torpedoes, all right, which those can carry the Mark 44 electric torpedo. You see it here, and then right there, you see it on the other side on starboard. Again, perfect placement with the director. That would have been right about here. Alright, so what, for the torpedo men stationed in the gun director here, of course there would have been a gyro compass, there would have been a torpedo course indicator. Alright, and what he's doing is he's transmitting it down to the torpedoes themselves. And on the torpedoes are again the torpedo course indicators and the gyro compasses. So it's getting electronically sent from the director to the tubes, and then it gets mechanically input. And you can see some of those inputs on this rendition. All right, we don't have the Mark 14 or Mark 15 anymore, but you see it on this rendition where they could put in the gyro angle, they could put in the torpedo course. All right, and then the torpedo would fire, of course. So from up here, you have he would have the appropriate angles, ranges, speed, distance to target. All right, all in relation to the Sullivans itself, the ship. Adding that information, sending that computer data down to the torpedoes, which then could be added, as you can see, on the torpedo tube, which then is connected to the torpedo. Then it gets fired, and away it goes. So, that's a little background on the torpedo gun directors for the Sullivans during her service. From 1943 through 1954, they are up on the bridge wings, either side of the bridge wings. 1954 comes, they are now able, because of the Mount 53 being taken, they now can place a platform on the aft stack. Where am I? There we go. And then in 1961, both our Mark 14 and 15 are now gone, the last one being the 15 with the blast shield. They add the Mark 32 torpedoes, and the gun director is, or the torpedo, man, have I been saying gun director the whole time? Sorry about that. The torpedo director is right there. He sets it on his indicators, gyro angle compasses, gets sent down to the torpedo, you know the rest, and then it gets sent off. Well, this again was a subscriber request, and if you have requests as well, if you want to see something, so please send it along in a comment, and I'll make sure to do it for you guys. Again, thanks so much for all your views, and we'll see you again soon.